All right, so the assassination of Abraham Lincoln was a big deal because he was the first president ever assassinated.
That night, Mary Todd Lincoln, aka the First Lady, wasn't feeling so good, so Lincoln almost stayed home because of it.
He also invited General Grant, which is the picture on the right here, and the House Speaker Schuyler Colfax to come along, and he's right here on the left, to come along with him to Ford's Theater, but they decided not to go. Lincoln thought about this when he was making his decision, but he still decided to go anyway because he felt it was his obligation.
Now, let's talk about John Booth. He was born in Maryland in 1838. Booth's original plan was to take Lincoln to Richmond, Virginia, but the plan fell through because Lincoln didn't show up to the specific spot Booth and associates were going to kidnap him at.
So instead, Booth thought to just shoot Lincoln with his .44 Derringer pistol. After shooting Lincoln, Booth jumps from the theater box where they were sitting to the ground. In the process, he breaks his leg, but he still manages to make it to Washington on horseback.
The reason why Booth did this murderous deed was because the South had just surrendered to federal forces. So Booth did this attack in a failed attempt to aid the South. But he was too late considering the attack was 5 days after the Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered his army at the Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia, thus ending the Civil War.
Yay! Alright, so now here are some pictures showing what the great loss of this man did to the U.S. America went into a deep, sad state after the news had spread. Total shock and despair was everywhere. It wasn't heard of a president being shot. The funeral was enormous, with thousands of people in attendance. As you can tell from the picture on the top right, you can see all the people lined up down the streets, waiting to see his carriage with his body going by.
In the top left is Abraham Lincoln's death train.
And then we have Mary Todd Lincoln right here at the bottom. And then above her is John Wilkes Booth, and what looks to be like the devil talking to him over the shoulder.
Telling him to go shoot Abraham Lincoln, which is right there.
Yep.
Then at the bottom, you have Abraham Lincoln
Thinking.
Yep.
All right, well, that's the end. Thank you.